Are you here because you still believe in justice? Do you still believe in righteousness? Are you willing to fight for the democracy in this nation? I dare you to yell real loud and make some noise and let them in Washington hear us because we're going to keep fighting until this changes. That's the energy. Listen, it's too cold outside to be quiet. Listen, I had a whole speech prepared, but I want to share something with you. It's actually a message that somebody gave me to give to you all. I took the Uber on the way here, and while I was in my Uber, the driver said, "Are you on your way to that protest?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, of course I am." And he said, "Those protests are so pointless." He said that y'all need to just go ahead and go home, pack your stuff up, be quiet, because all of that yelling, all of that fighting doesn't change anything. Now, listen, I'm a pastor, so I can't tell you what I thought when he said it. But might we be reminded that while we are here as family and friends, there are enemies of righteousness. There are those who are threatened by our very presence here. And I don't want you to miss it. The thing that they want us to do in the midst of this tyranny is actually be quiet. They want you to be quiet. They want you to be silent. They don't want you to resist. There's something that happens while we resist, and while we're here, I just want to offer you that this isn't just arbitrary gathering. We're not just here for the sake of saying that we're here, but there's something that's mighty that happens. There's something mighty that happens when we resist. It's the writer's word, Neil Hurston, that says that if you're silent about your pain, then they'll kill you and tell everyone that you enjoy it. We refuse to be silent. The future of this country is on the line. The future of this democracy is on the line. So, to answer the enemies of righteousness and the ridiculous Uber driver that drove me here, why do we resist? Because power concedes nothing without a demand. Why do we resist? Because things won't change until we change them. Why do we resist? Because our babies learn how to fight when they watch us fight. Why do we resist? Because 200 some odd years ago, we already decided that we don't want a king. Why do we resist? Because the things around us need to change. Why do we resist? Because if we're not careful, what happens now will become the norm. And I don't know how you feel about it, but it won't happen on my watch. It won't happen on my watch. Things can change for the better. Democracy can be saved. This republic can be redeemed. So we must still resist. So this is not the time to get tired. This is the time to still agitate. This is still the time to make sure that you're going to the poll and voting. This is now the time to making sure that you're telling truth to power. I'm so glad that we are organized out here. We need to make sure that we are occupying in there. This is not the time for cowardice. This is not the time for timidity. Listen, I don't want to live in a country with a whole bunch of scared folk. Look, I'll close with this. I'm not actually from Columbus. I'm from New York City. I got my New York folk in the house. That's what's up. Listen, and you learn certain things when you grow up in New York City. You learn that if someone walks up to you ready to fight, you don't ask them what they're doing. You actually learn that when a fight is about to break out, the way that you win the fight is you fight harder than the thing fighting against you. That the way that you win the fight is that you fight harder than the thing fighting against you. The only reason why that man who occupies that seat that pretends to be a president, the only reason why he cares about what we're doing here is because he's scared of our power. So might we make up our minds to march on? Might we make up our minds to protest on? Might we make up our minds to demonstrate on? Might we make up our minds to agitate on? Might we make up our minds to resist on? And if we do so together, then black and white and gay and straight and Somali and Muslim and Christian and Jew,